I'm Derek Thorpe. I served in the King's Shropshire Light Infantry at Copthorne Barracks in the 1954 to 1957. I knew Duncan from the football team at Nestcliff, where he was stationed with Bobby Charlton and a number of others there, and we played them regularly there, and I remember the games that we played against there, and especially Duncan with his skills. He was excellent, really.
So before we talk about the games that you played with Duncan, could you describe him as the person that you knew, the person off the pitch?
Off the pitch, I didn't see him a lot off the pitch. Only one time that I spoke to him was when I was injured and I was put in the medical centre at Nestcliff. I'd got an injury from a football training incident at Copthorne Barracks, and I was there, and Bobby and Duncan came in the medical ward there one day, and obviously to see one of their teammates, I presume, and as they walked past they recognised me, and they come across to ask me if I was okay, and that was it. I thought it was very nice of them to do that, but I wasn't surprised because they were a great bunch of lads up there at the time, which was all serving our country, I suppose, doing the same job there. But they was all football minded, where we were a bit of each at the time. Yeah.
So again, you know, talking about Duncan and Sir Bobby, really, did you know at the time what great stars they were, or could you see the potential that they had?
Well, we knew that they were attached to football clubs. Our RSM, who run our team, he found out all the information at different teams that we played, and he always pointed out these at Nestcliff were all belonged to football clubs from around the country. Especially he pointed out Duncan and Bobby Charlton, because they were probably then there with part of the Busby Babes that came to be known there, and all the information that he got from the different teams, and he passed them on to us, and be aware of this, be aware of that there. But that's how mostly that we knew how they were and how good they were there. So there we played against them in friendly matches, and because they were so local at the time, and in different competitions, army competitions really from around the area.
And of all the games that you played with Duncan, is there one that you particularly remember well?
I do remember one very well. I think it might have been the first time that Duncan played, because I played in the season before then, because I was in 1954, but I think it was the 55-56 season that there I first played against Duncan, and I thought I was pretty nippy at the time and going down the wing, and he tackled me, and there I felt that, but I thought to myself, right, I'll have you, mister, the next time. But I did the second time. Yeah, he tackled me again. I finished 2 yards further over the touchline than what I did the first time. But he did come across and ask me if I was okay, so everything was friendly after that. But I tried to steer clear of him throughout the rest of the match. But the other matches there were pretty similar. Yeah, but his skills were, his ball control and passing, and when he hit a ball, you didn't want to be in front of it, I can tell you. I was in front of one, but that was not very pleasant at the time, because the footballs then, there were the old leather, and if there was a bit damp, certainly, especially when the laces come first. Yeah.
So how did you feel when you heard the terrible news about the crash?
Very sad there. I remember watching the news bulletin at that time, and I wasn't taking much notice until they said what was involved. And when I heard the Busby Babes are there, of course I just watched the news and saw it, and they were saying who was injured and how many had been killed. And I think it was 23, something like that. I remember the fatal injuries. And then I heard that Bobby Charlton was injured and hospitalised, and Duncan Edwards was hospitalised, and I thought, oh, thank goodness for that, you know, there. And then it was only a later edition that they were saying about the injuries, and it was Duncan was, I think, named as one of the critical, on the critical condition. And I thought, oh dear, I hope he's okay there. And Bobby Charlton was not serious injuries there, but I thought, I hope he goes on okay. But then things went on, and I think it was a couple of weeks later there that it came on that Duncan had passed away. I thought, oh dear. And I thought, really, what a sad loss that is, with his talents there at that time there. But luckily Bobby was okay, and he carried on with his career and had a marvellous career, quite honestly. I watched him regularly there, thinking, I played against him there, which was nice, nice. But I kept thinking how Duncan would have finished. Oh, he would have been a star. He really would. He really would.
So we've just commemorated the 60th anniversary of the Munich air crash. Those years must have flew by for you. What are your thoughts today?
Yes, happy memories. They really were. And I look back and think, when I remember those incidents, they must have been pleasant memories, really, there, and incidents that went on. I look back and I think, 60 years, where are them 60 years gone? I came out when I finished in the forces, and I played for a local team, but on the post office I went on when I came out the forces, and I finished then, and that was it. But I always look back and think, well, I had some happy times, really, and happy memories, really, and met some really good people, because they were really good companions, and there, as they were all at that particular time. We were all doing national service and whatever, they're serving our country, as they say, and that was it, yeah.
So if you could give a message to the people of Dudley about Duncan, what would your personal thoughts be?
He was such a marvellous lad. He really was. I only met him outside football a couple of times, as I've said earlier there, but to speak to him, he was genuine. I think that would be a genuine lad, and well liked by all our team that we spoke about after. We were all very, very, very friendly, and everybody spoke highly of one another, especially the team, although they were opponents. But on the pitch, we were opponents, but we were all friendly opponents after. Yeah.
Mr. Thorpe, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for remembering Duncan and sharing your memories with him.
My
and
pleasure.
Thank you for serving our country too.
Oh,
It's been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.